Ah, yes, exotic weapons. You know, it doesn't really matter if you're a D1 beta veteran or you started with the Destiny franchise yesterday. When you see that little yellow engram on the ground, you hear that sound effect at the end of an activity, or you complete a quest that you know is gonna drop the goods, you're always gonna get a little excited. I don't care who you are. Now, I always find it interesting every few seasons to look at what exotic weapons are currently dominating the game because, I mean, the meta is always shifting and so is the exotics in players' hands. Now, I do want to mention before people start typing, I don't ever see these exotics, that this is for PvE, and well, if Bungie isn't going to care about PvP, well then neither am I. So yeah, these exotics, PvE. But before we get into that, I got 2 dogs to feed, so I would like to thank NordVPN for sponsoring this video.
Ha ha ha! I am the drag killing king! What happened? Looks like someone wasn't using a VPN. Who are you and how did you get in my house? Well, I'm the NordVPN wizard, and I figured since you didn't use a VPN, you probably left your doors unlocked too. Nord what now? NordVPN is a service that provides you with a VPN or virtual private network. They essentially dig a tunnel and then route everything you're doing on the internet through it. It changes your IP, it hides your virtual location, it encrypts all your data, and a whole lot more. Yeah, that's great and all, but how is that gonna help me here? Well, it looks like that Dreg had enough of you killing him over and over again, so he DDoSed you, which wouldn't have happened had you been using NordVPN. Okay, but is this NordVPN gonna make me start lagging? Is my internet gonna go to crap? This isn't 2015 anymore. VPNs don't affect your internet speed at all. And NordVPN is the best one. All right, fine. Where do I sign up? You know, it's funny that you should mention that because you can actually go to nordvpn.com/myfi and you'll get 4 months free with a 2-year plan. That's $2.88 per month for all the protection while surfing the interwebs that you'll ever need. Also, not to mention, NordVPN has a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. They are that confident that you will like it.
Once again, thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the content. All right, so at the number 13 spot, also, if you're wondering why it's 13, well, it's spooky season right now, and well, we didn't have a Friday the 13th, so yeah, not really a good reason, but it's a reason. We have Vex Mythoclast. Now, while Vex might not be the absolute monster it used to be with particle deconstruction, you can't deny that it still shreds. It's also somewhat versatile in that its base mode is essentially an AR, though fusion bolts, and after you've killed enough enemies, you can overcharge it, turning it into a linear fusion rifle for your next few shots. So you got add clear and single target damage all in one gun. Now, while I don't think Vex is the best must-have exotic right now, its spot at number 13 is very respectable for what it offers. Next up, number 12, Touch of Malice. Now, I'm gonna keep it $150 with you all. This is only here because it's the new exotic. In fact, the weapon popularity chart over time proves this. Every reset, it sees a slight spike in usage from the people that are finally getting it, but the overall graph shows that it's slowly but surely losing popularity. Now, that's not to say that this weapon is bad, but you kind of just need a very specific build, or you gotta know how to use it to be able to fully utilize the best part about the weapon, that being the increased damage on the last shot at the cost of your own health. It's really good for something like boss damage, especially for a primary, but like I said, you need to plan your build around using it, or make sure one of your teammates is planning around a bunch of people using it. The next weapon kind of does the same thing that Touch of Malice does, but it doesn't try to kill you, so yeah. Speaking of the next weapon, at number 11, you got Outbreak Perfected. Outbreak holds a special place in my heart due to it being released during Rise of Iron, my favorite D1 expansion. Getting past my nostalgia trip though, here in D2, this weapon is still going strong. Outbreak is an absolute beast at add clear, only really being outclassed by a few other exotics that are actually later on in this video. But add clear is not all it can do. Those Siva nanites that it releases are not only good at killing dregs, but also damage to bosses. The more rapid hits you get with this weapon, the more Siva nanites it will make, and the more nanites attached to an enemy, the more damage this weapon will deal. Outbreak, number 11. Honestly, I thought it'd be a little bit higher, but yeah, it's here at number 11. So now entering the top 10 with Le Monarque. Now, personally, I've never been a big fan of this bow, but I understand why it's so popular. Thanks to its poison effect, it's a monster at group clear. It also has the ability to stun / suppress combatants, and it has built-in overload shots for champs. It's a really good bow, and I can completely get why it sees as much usage as it does. Like I said, I'm not a big fan, so I really don't have too much to say about this bow. All right. Number 9 is Nagi's Burden. This weapon is just really stood the test of time. Bungie has nerfed snipers, has nerfed hot swapping, literally everything, and Nagi just keeps on kicking. I am more surprised, however, that it's not higher on the list. Like, if you need a weapon that is gonna put out some insane burst damage, Nagi is literally your go-to. GMs plus Nagi equals insta-deleting champions. Not to mention swapping with it in an auto-loading rocket, mwah, chef's kiss. I really do love this thing. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have the SMG champ. It has literal aimbot, Oseto Striga. Introduced at the start of Witch Queen, this weapon definitely held my exotic slot for a good while. Seriously, I didn't take it off. It's an SMG, which are probably the best weapons for ad clear. It has an AoE poison effect, making it good at group clear, and like I mentioned, its bullets literally track, like aimbot in the game, but not cheating. Not to mention, you can get like 100 rounds in a single mag, which is kind of insane. Yeah, this weapon is great. This is probably my favorite Witch Queen exotic so far. Okay, so now for the weapon that everyone has been talking about recently, number 7, Divinity. This is definitely the weapon I am most interested in seeing how it fares these next few seasons. Everyone probably knows this by now, but it is getting nerfed, and I think it's next season it's getting nerfed. But getting past what's to come, right now, this is the support weapon king. It enables all your teammates who can't hit the broadside of a barn to actually hit their shots, while at the same time providing a bonus debuff. I'm 99% sure this weapon has been in the top 10 since it came out, and well, it's still here. Thundering in at number 6, you got Thunderlord. Get it? Thundering because its name is Thunder. Okay, I'll stop. If you would have asked me at the beginning of the season what exotics I thought were going to dominate, Thunderlord wouldn't have even crossed my mind. But thanks to some buffs and it getting a catalyst, which essentially just gives it subsistence, I'm really happy to see weapons like this having their spotlight and making it into the top 10. I think it's only ever been in the top 10 like maybe once or twice before. Now, weapons 5, 4, 3, and 2 have been in the top 5 since they came out, or at least it feels like that. And I really don't want this video to be 15 plus minutes long, so we're gonna start rapid firing up to number 1. Number 5 is Trinity Ghoul. I am convinced that only psychopaths use this weapon outside of AFK farming. Like, do you actually need to kill everything in the room that fast? Come on, man, share some ads for the rest of us. Trinity Ghoul was always really good, but when it got its catalyst and Arc 3.0 this season, yeah, this thing is literally the best ad clear weapon in the game, hands down. I will not be told differently. Number 4, we got Xenophage. There's not too much to say about this weapon. It's a big machine gun that shoots explosive bullets, good at group clear, single target damage, boss damage, and the cherry on top is the difficulty of use is literally so low. This is a kick back on the couch and still do good damage kind of weapon. G-Horn. G-Horn is number 3. I'm not talking about it because it's G-Horn. We all know what G-Horn is, and this isn't too surprising. In fact, this is the least surprising weapon. All right, now for number 2, my favorite seasonal weapon ever, Witherhoard. I would actually start throwing a fit if this weapon wasn't in the top 3. I mean, it just does so much between its AoE effect, group clear capabilities, background tick damage. It's seriously amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have arrived at the number 1 spot, and it's something I don't think I've ever even seen in the number 1 spot, let alone the top 5. Drum roll, please. Arbalest. Now, I don't care how good this weapon is for more boss damage while also using a heavy linear, so you only got to use 1 scav, etc, 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 or how good it is for single target damage. I will never get over how many times that this thing has taken my head off many seasons ago inside of the Crucible. My ass still clenches when I hear it charge up. Is that just me? It is literally the best anti-barrier in the game. Like, I don't think I've ran a GM all this season that we didn't at least have 1, even 2 Arbalest in it. It's terrifying for all the right or wrong reasons. But those are the top 13 most popular exotic weapons. The weapons on the lower end, so around 13, fluctuate pretty frequently, so those might and probably will change before next season, but the top 10 is pretty strong. I do enjoy seeing some new guns in the most popular list, so that's nice. Let me know down in the comment section what your most used exotics are. I'm curious what you all are rocking. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.